this one, and I'm gonna put part two.
Likely.
I'm gonna put part two on here. All right. So, and then I'll tag you on this one too. And what we can do, we'll talk a little bit about what we're talking about. Then we'll go into a transmission if you want to, and that way, if we get cut off again, we won't lose that
Okay.
part. Okay. So let me just tag you on this one and put part two. Part two.
We
Part
have
two.
passed.
Uh, well, there's got to be a reason. There's no mistakes. There's no. Here it comes again. Okay, it's building up now. Okay, they're coming back. There's 16 here. They'll be back. Let's just give them another minute. So yeah, I was just saying that blame's really been coming up a lot. Shame. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and you said
Shame.
shame. Yeah.
Shame. Of course, and then what comes from that. But we had somebody on here a couple of days ago, and we were talking about, Morgan and I were talking about that. I brought it up, and we were showing the scale of consciousness that David Hawkins does, Dr. David Hawkins. And the very bottom thing, the very first thing, the lowest on the scale is shame. So it feels like, I'm wondering if it's like like we cleared all these things on the other side. Now we've come through this side, and we're clearing everything like a clean slate. Like it's totally leaving,
Hmm.
from a very personal level. Like with your experience.
No, no, it's important to clear it. It's
Yeah,
important to say it. So it's been in the human consciousness for so long. So
yeah.
now it's time to clear it, as you say. But I actually, my husband sent me um, that scale
Oh, really?
because every day I sit and I connect, and I'm just being in that vibration, in this frequency. Because when the light being connected with me, they told me to connect every day, and there's always distractions in the physical world, and just to stay connected and undisturbed. So it means that for many, many years, first I was connecting and talking to them like we're talking, and then in the last 2 years, it's just being. So
Right.
my husband he sent it to me in an email because he realized that when I'm sitting in peace, that holds the higher vibration. That's kind of above anger and shame and guilt and fear. So what I'm doing, it's not useless. It has a purpose, and actually, it influences the environment
Of course.
in which I am in.
So, I mean, from what I can gather from what you told us before, the connection and the relationship you had with the light beings, really, when you get right down to it, has been about you holding that frequency, basically, and that's
Yeah.
that's the greatest contribution you can make, right? I mean, that's
And not only holding it, also bringing it, because when I was connecting, I had to be in their frequency, in their vibration of light and love. And I was asked to have my eyes closed so I can hold this frequency. And then the frequency was coming through words, and the words were recorded. So that's why I publish the books,
right.
because the frequency is encoded in the words, and then when people read them, they are affected by the frequency, by the vibration that the words hold. It's like speaking to the souls of people,
Right.
and they will feel it. So not only was I in that frequency, but that vibration was brought through to planet Earth, and it's not now encoded in the books, in the soul wisdom books. That's why they're very important, because the purpose of the conversation, there was few. One was for me to remember who I am, and then people reading will start to remember who they are,
Right.
because
Right.
it will evoke the soul memory for them. but also uh, to change people's perception of things, to open their mind, that
Right.
it is possible to have conversations with,
Exactly.
with, with
Exactly.
beings that reside on and other star systems, and it's possible to recall your past lives and heal them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everything's accessible.
yeah, yes,
And you
yes,
do you you often do transmissions. Well, I guess you do this personal communion, and I guess some of it overlaps. But I mean, you do this personal communion. They say connect every day. You also do transmissions often, and I think you had said in the past that you meet online or in person with people with groups, and I
yes,
think
about twice a month.
twice a month. Okay,
About twice a month, and it's also guided. So today,
right.
I don't know when the next one is going to be. Uh, but once I know, I connect with people through email
Yeah.
and I let them know. And then I sit here as I'm sitting now, and
Now,
people gather.
now,
And
yeah,
yeah, I say very little. I sometimes I'm guided to say something in the beginning,
yeah,
and then I just bring the frequencies through.
yeah,
And then at the end, I let people be in that frequency. I don't even say goodbye,
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
I just leave the meeting, and they can stay and for as long as they wish.
Wordless gatherings. The silence.
Yes, but
The,
you know, one time they said to me that the time for words it's almost over.
yeah, yeah. I get that.
Uh, it will be just energetic connections.
So
Uh, yeah.
Morgan's been doing these New Earth Grid gatherings, and that's
Mhm.
what's been evolving. Like once it starts, there's a little. Somebody might say, "I see a fairy," or just whatever. But as time's gone on, there's been less and less, and it's like the silent. And then we talk afterwards,
Yeah.
and it's amazing how people's experiences are kind of interwoven
Mm.
and seeing the
Yeah, yeah,
same things. And so that's a whole nother
yeah.
aspect to what you're talking about of what people can come into an understanding and awareness of what they can do. Um,
Yeah, and I
but
don't want to talk. I don't want. I just want for people to have the experience, and
yeah,
obviously they changing
yeah.
because some people attend every session I I
Somebody,
hold.
some
They,
somebody said,
they,
how can? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. There was a lag. Go ahead.
there is a group of people that attend every session I have, and they telling me how they changing. They feel
Yeah.
lighter, they feel more present, they feel more joyous. But I don't want to tell them anything. You see, I don't want to promise anything. I don't want to give an
Yes.
explanation what just happened. I don't translate, even though I can. I don't translate the light language
Yes.
because light language is soul language. So at the soul level, when I bring the frequencies through, I'm literally singing and speaking to your soul.
Yes.
So at that level, there are no words.
Soul
There
to
is light,
soul.
there is vibration.
Soul to
So
soul.
it's soul to soul communication, and it doesn't need the human words. Um, so it touches you at deep level, but it's subtle. Yeah. However, over time, you're noticing that something is happening with you. You're changing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. Being in the energy of something like that, or even in a group when there's silence. You've met with groups a long time. Have they? Has it always been the transmission and the silence that follows, or were there
Oh,
times
because I
when?
had a break.
Uh
Um, I was conducting live sessions here
huh.
in Melbourne, and then I was told to stop and just connect with myself and with the light beings and just hold the energy, hold the
Mm.
vibration. And it was only when we met.
I remember.
After this time, it was like something because people would contact me and say, "Why don't you do Zoom?" And I said, "No Zoom. I want to be physically with you. I want. Sometimes I need to touch you. No Zoom, no Zoom." But after our connection, it was like switch has been turned on, and I said, "Okay, Zoom.
Very cool.
And so I started working again in this capacity.
Megna Barras says, "How can we attend such a transmission?" Well, just sit sit tight for a second. If you feel like doing a transmission, Gabriela, she's done one each time she's come on. I've I've never heard anyone do them like you. It's it's very powerful, and
Thank
it
you for saying that because that's the truth. They are
yeah
powerful.
yeah
2 days before the sessions, I'm being prepared. So I feel, um, I said, I feel like a toaster that has been plugged into the source and then it's getting ready.
and you pop up like a pop tart.
And then people, yeah, just pop up and we do the thing. But yes, because it's not me making the sounds. The sounds are coming from these beings through me.
Right
And so it's not, it's the same with words. It's not so much the content, but where are the words coming from? If
right
they're coming from your own wisdom, from your own experience, from your own being, that they're much more powerful than just someone speaking about something
yeah
that they read or they know from someone else.
yeah
Uh, yes, so these transmissions are sacred, very special. And I told you before, I love the integrity of it because I cannot manipulate you through them.
right.
I can only share with you what is coming through, and you will either resonate with it or not. So I just love it.
Does it
Yeah,
take a lot of energy out of you?
it
I
does.
was I mean like because
Um,
the toast once it pops up it's
Yes, it's getting easier,
yeah
but yeah, after the transmission, I would shiver for half an hour
wow
because it's like being in the light, and then once that portal is closed, I can feel the yeah, it's like being in the sun, and all of a sudden you're underground, and you go, oh. But with the vibration, I was given another image analogy. It's like when we are born, we don't have the concept of blame or guilt or shame. So it's through our experiencing what we observe through the concepts, beliefs, movies, books, um, we are being conditioned how to be in this world. And all the conditions are like mud. So mud is being placed on your body, and over many years, we're all muddy and uncomfortable and a bit grumpy and a bit insecure and unhappy, all this. And when someone attends the session, it's like you emerge in this vibration, and all the time you're just being washed. And sometimes it's like a big clunk of this mud
I
comes
bet
off.
I bet
But you don't
yeah
need to know anything.
yeah
Yeah, you just
I
you resonate with the vibration, and you just want to be in them.
I would bet that some people, many people, probably have some noticeable effect from from being in that space like over the
Mhm.
next 2 or 3 days as they're integrating it
Yeah.
kind of like you had when the thing with the car.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Just to observe, and then because once you becoming aware of something, then you're paying attention to it.
Yes, that's right.
So it's like the light shines on blame, and then you see, oh, I'm blaming someone at the um, supermarket. So I'm blaming my partner, or I'm blaming the postman. So it doesn't matter. It's just noticing that, yes, I do that. And what blame is, just thoughts and the human consciousness.
Hmm.
That's all. Yeah.
I don't want to blame anybody for anything but my happiness.
Just for your happiness. Well, just own it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that that, I mean, I know it came up for a lot of people, and it came up in your last transmission. Um, do you feel like that blame is the frequency of blame or the energy of blame has been transformed, or is, you know, one way or another gone, or at least
No, I don't think
available to be gone for people?
there is an opportunity. That's why we do this work that we do,
Yeah.
because there is a big step from shame
Uh huh.
or blame or
Shame. I meant
yeah, or
shame. Yeah.
fear
Yeah. Yeah.
or anger to peace.
Yeah.
And you cannot jump over. It's not like you can take a big
A
step
pole
and jump
vault.
over and all of a sudden you reach. So
uh,
first you reach the frequency
yeah.
of love,
Yeah.
and love brings peace and stillness with it. So that's how you know you somewhere else
Well,
in your
maybe
vibration.
David Hawkins is the modern day, a modern day, whatever. But I mean, because that shame is the bottom of the scale.
Yes, but then it will be followed by the other.
That's
You know,
right.
the
That's right.
anger and
I'm
guilt
just
and
I'm just saying it's like I'm just saying like all the work that we've done. So
mm.
on one hand, I look at it and go, how are we at the bottom of the scale again?
No, it's
But
not that we're at the bottom because for me, I mentioned that I spent 12 years working on the emotional side. Means I was very hurt by many people. I felt betrayed by many people. I was abandoned by people close to me.
yes,
So I was in a lot of pain. And so consciously, I wanted to heal that pain. And one of the things that I recognized from the beginning was betrayal. And so I wanted to clear that block. It was like a block and it kept happening. So once I started to work on it, it means to feel the emotions of sadness, because it's sad when someone betrays you, and then you get angry that it happened, and then you feel the fear that it will happen again, and then you feel sorry for yourself that you had to go through this experience. So it was a matter of feeling, allowing the feelings. So not to go to the mind and create a story,
right.
but actually opening yourself up to feel the emotion of anger, feel the emotion of sadness, and cry and cry and cry and cry. And by doing that, you're freeing yourself from
Yeah.
this.
It's
Yeah.
like you're getting the
So it's
energetic.
not like, so all the work that we have done, we're not going back, but we're seeing it that it still exists in the human consciousness,
Yeah.
because not everyone has done the work.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
But
Uh,
for some of us that we have done the work, now we can function
yeah.
we can have more peace in our life.
So the scale,
More,
yeah, listening to you, the scale represents something different now to me, because it's, instead of it looking at it as an obstacle or a
it's,
challenge, it's merely really like a almost like a
now
map.
it's an
It's a
opportunity.
map. It's a map. I mean, it is a map to acknowledge and recognize each one of these steps, each one of these.
That it's in me. You see,
Yes.
so it's a map. It's like pointing, when we blame, the finger goes out there. Three fingers are pointing back at me. It means I need to acknowledge that that's what I do. I blame
Yeah.
myself or
Yeah.
I blame other people. That's what I do. So that's a map. That's self-awareness. But then that's not enough. You need to open yourself up to feeling these emotions and let them move through you, because once they move through you, they're not in you anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's, you see that the mind creates stories and works with us as humans through thoughts, and the thought creates the emotions.
Hmm.
But the energetic heart allows all things and accepts all things and trusts all things. So it's a beautiful thing when you opening yourself up and you accept what is. You are angry. That's what it is. And
Mm.
then you allow the feeling to be there. And then you trust that you had to go through this
Yeah.
because these are human emotions. And sometimes when I started working with them, they were like neglected children
Hmm.
that no one wanted to know because no one wanted to be angry or sad. Everyone wanted to be happy and entertained. Um, so once you start to embrace these children, bring them into your consciousness, feel how they feel in your body, it's very empowering because it doesn't scare me anymore to be sad or angry or it's just energy moving through the body.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal really.
Then afterwards you always have a laugh
And you feel really, really good.
because you
You
go,
feel
"Oh
so
my God,
fulfilled.
I was so stupid. How
Uh,
silly
yeah,
was that?" I don't
yeah,
mean it to
yeah.
be that harsh, but you know what I mean. I laugh at myself all the time.
Well,
I,
that's very healthy.
I
That's
mean,
very healthy
you
because
know,
the stage that we on it's you
well,
know there was one being uh, from Aldebaran and his name was one, like single digit one. That
one.
was his name.
That
He's
was
a
his name.
single digit.
He was a number. He was a number.
Yeah, he said I'm single digit. Um, And he told me that because for a period of time I recognized within myself that I have the need for significance.
Mm,
I wanted to be significant. And I
mm.
recognized that. And I didn't know how to let this go because it was just there. And this being came, came true and showed me that all I am is a dot. He said, "You're a particle, you are a dot." And he showed me
Yeah.
that, like through zooming in, the Google Earth, when you zoom in and then you zoom out. So when you zoom in, you see a person, like I'm seeing you, you see
Mm-hmm.
me in front of it. But then as you zoom out, you become just a particle, a dot. So all that, and I said to him, so all the things that the important, the saving the world and finding cure for cancer and all this, and he just laughed and said, "Oh, you are a dot."
See, that's what I'm talking about. That dot.
Exactly,
That dot's this little thing, and inside that
exactly.
world is
Yeah,
all these, but outside the dot,
yeah,
they're not even there. That
exactly. So
that's
as
on.
you zoom out, we become like dots, dots
Yeah.
moving on a movie set. And years ago, I picked up a book, and I never read it, but the title said "Being Nobody and Going Nowhere." And I thought, how could that feel? How could that? I mean, if I was nobody and going nowhere, and it stayed with me for a while. But being a dot, that's exactly what it is.
Being a dot. I'm a dot. Todd
That's
backwards is
what you are.
Todd.
That's what I
Todd pronounced backwards is dot. Todd pronounced
am.
backwards is dot.
There you
Um,
go. Yeah, so that's when we laugh. We laugh at ourselves. We
yeah.
laugh with the drama created and all
Well,
these things. We laugh about it.
that's how I feel about it. I especially lately, I can feel the higher frequencies coming in. I can feel the light coming in. I can feel the changes in my body, and I can be, accept, allow, start to play with my power. You know, like my wisdom and all this. But at the same time,
Mhm.
like that's the thread throughout the day that's there and building. But at the same time, there's during the day just through thinking about stuff stuff I might do or not do, and then I catch myself taking something too seriously, and I'll just start laughing, like, oh my God. Like one of my big mantras lately has been, like, you can do that, you can work on that, you don't have to finish that, You can come back. There is no time constraint.
Mm.
Like, it's just going to continue. Like, you don't have to rush. You don't have to be on a deadline. I mean, just do what you want to do when you want to do it, kind of thing. And don't be
You can't
judgmental
rush,
about it. Yeah.
but you can't rush it because it's not up to you.
Mm.
Your progress, it's not up to your personality.
Yeah.
It's up to your soul. As a personality, you can make plans, you can choose to do things, and but it's all um, created for you in
Yeah.
this way. You
Yeah.
see, we were meant to meet, and then, but with the heart, you see, there's no attachment. So someone comes into your life and someone moves out of your life. And there's no more drama. There is no more crying about it. It's just how things are. You open. So things come and things go. Um, yeah.
Have you noticed in your experience with groups as time's gone on? Because I think you stopped doing it for a while and then you started up again. Uh, have you noticed a difference in the people? Like, are you
It's
getting?
not that I notice the difference. They tell me.
You're right. Yeah.
So I don't even ask.
Right. Right.
I don't even want to know. All I know that I am guided what to do, when to do it, and
Yeah.
I do it, and the people show up. And later on, I went to Adelaide and I met with one of the women that attends the groups for the first time. We had lunch together, and she told me. And the same with another person. So they telling me that they noticing the difference,
Yeah.
how they respond to life,
Yeah.
how they feel. It's that there are changes happening.
So basically, this is my takeaway because I don't want to run out of time. If you want to do something, uh, inside of your itchy, I'm sorry,
Well,
inside of the dot in your world, which could be any of us, your experience has become very localized. You you are transforming the inside of your dot. You're transforming your world, and that's really all you got to concern yourself with because of the experience you had when they zoomed out and you were just a dot.
that's exactly right. You see,
Yeah.
the light being I'm mentioning from Aldebaran, extremely wise being, the one,
Did you
single
tell me
digit.
this before?
No, because
What?
it just came.
What?
This is a different one. So
Okay, well,
one from
because that's the
Aldebaran,
one. That's the one. Like, if you, that's the only one you could have said that would have shocked me. But okay, I'm listening now. I'm all ears. This is meant to be. Go ahead.
he came few times because I
Okay.
had lots to learn from him. So when he came
Oh,
once, he said, "You are the master of the universe." And I said, "All right." He said, "But the universe, it's not the huge universe, it's just the sphere of where you operate. So your universe is yourself, your family, the house you live in, and the suburbs where you are.
right, right.
So
Inside,
that's one
in,
universe.
inside the dot. Yeah,
That's well, yeah, because
yeah,
inside the dot, it's kind of yeah, that's a sphere of that. And perhaps that was the reason I was asked to move from my home to the other part of Melbourne. So to create the sphere somewhere else. Um, but yeah, we kind of govern uh, the energies of where we are. So
yeah,
if I'm at peace,
yeah,
it influences my neighbors and people I interact with and
yeah.
everyone else.
And the weather. I've had some weird stuff going on here the last few weeks. It's like it's all just happening right here where I'm at. Happens at the perfect times. I mean, like, you can't make it up. So yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
run out of
I
time.
want to say one word about this, if I
Yes,
may,
yes,
just when you're mentioning the weather, because one time Thoth, the Egyptian god, came through, and he said that there are formulas, like a formula to um, change the weather.
right.
However, they're not going to give it to any human being
Right.
because they would manipulate it.
Right.
Now they will sell it. They will do all kinds of things.
Just like they're doing now
Yeah. So
in New South Wales 2 times.
a lot of things are available energetically,
Yeah.
but our level of consciousness does not allow for that.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Because where we are as human beings,
Right.
we wouldn't use it wisely. Yeah.
Rightfully
So you
so.
can observe certain things, and the time will come, however, where when the level of consciousness rises, that we will be giving um, yeah, more opportunities to work with fire, with weather, with the water and other elements. Mm.
Far out. I'm ready. If you want to do something, uh, probably this is a good time because I don't want to run out of time. I have to.
Okay,
I have a group in 10 minutes, but
okay.
I just want to make sure you have enough time. And if not, we can just keep talking about what you want to.
Um, I don't like to be restricted with the amount of time.
Well, you can go as long as you want. Yeah,
Sorry?
you can go as long as you want to.
Yeah? Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to bring the energies through. So if you can close your eyes and connect with your heart. So not so much thinking, but feeling. Ashitiri na kanaka konoko. Oshomo haia shikakai na kaia shi hatikaria. Akonoko ko isha hataiana. Ashtini kini kina kamaka oko osho hoto oko. Ohokonoko oko iashi. Ishtara haiana kashi kini kini kimaka. Akushi ikiya shinaki. Ikishikiya hai. Ohumaka inaka aoko koko koishi. Ohora iataka aka. Ihiniki makanaka ashu kukuku. Usturu kukukukuyu. Ahatina kakakamaka aki. Ishtara hatiki teke teke naka aki. Ohomaki naki yashiaha. Ahiki yashiki teke naka ikanaka ako. Okomaka ike yashi. Ishtiri keke yashi. Ashtanaka akina kiyakiamaka. Ahokoi iyashi. Ishtinene kiniki makanaka ake. Aharaka ako ishiki. Ashtanonoko okomaki yashi. Asha, asha, asha. Oh, okay. Oh, I can hear
No, no,
you.
I'm back on. No, no. That was like there was a point where you were, how do you describe this? Your tone was getting softer, but your the sound was getting softer. It was weird. Like the resonance was getting softer, but the note was getting higher. It was a frequency. It was like you were doing this, I guess, like a tone, but it became a frequency. Not
Yeah,
to me.
it's sometimes there are like two sounds coming at the same time.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, you see, that's why these had to be prepared
yeah.
to carry these frequencies. So the whole chakra had to be prepared for a while for me to do all these frequencies because the human throat,
I have, yeah.
yeah, had to be
I have
rebuilt.
a, yeah. I have a feeling you've been doing this for many, many millennia,
Yeah.
like a long time. Like it's so unique.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of the stuff you were doing is like, even like the motions had words, or not
That's
words,
right.
not
So
but
the
sound,
energy,
but sound. Yeah, yeah.
this is the sound, the sign like language. It's like
Mm,
for people who
mm,
cannot
mm.
hear, the energy is moving through the hands.
And
So
all
during
together,
the sounds come in waves and there are spaces, and that's when sometimes I use the sign language.
it's like an activation burger. It's like a big burger.
Layers.
It's like the Big Mac, Big Soulogy Mac. No,
Yeah.
that was great. No, thank you so much. It's good seeing
Now I
you.
would invite you. Why don't you come for one session? Show
Uh,
up
s-
for one session.
I
Have
would
the
love to.
experience of
I
it.
would love to. I would need to. I think you. Yeah, I would need to know when it is. Somebody asked earlier,
No,
and
send me your email. Do I have your email? And I send you the
Yeah, I'm
information.
gonna send you these MP4s. I'll label them and send them to you
Thank
tomorrow,
you. Yeah.
and you'll have my email there. I have your email, by the way. I have your email. That's where I
Yes.
remember seeing. That's because I just looked a minute ago. I actually downloaded, uh, well, the three that I said, and I can't imagine I wouldn't have sent them. But anyway, we'll dig into that tomorrow. But yeah, you can send me the email.
Can
Let
I
me know
just
what it is. Hmm?
can I just show the books?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Because the same frequency,
Yeah,
the same vibration that you just experienced is encoded in these books.
right,
Yeah. And it's hard for people to understand, but it's the same thing. But it will come through words
right.
as you read it instead of
Somebody
just
else is asking too. That's probably them asking you too. So
asking what.
now they want somebody was putting up your website a minute ago earlier, but I'm not sure if that was on Facebook or YouTube. But yeah, I don't know if you want to put your website in the comments and then let me know when
How
I
do I
see.
do that? Where do I go? Because I'm not good with
Just when
technology.
we're done in a second, go to your page. I'm not your page. Go to my page on Facebook. Go to the video. It'll be the first post, and just go to comments and just put your stuff in.
Okay,
And
great.
then but
Yeah.
on the email, you send me the time, and I will come. I have to put it on my
I think
calendar.
just once, just
I
once.
would like
If
to.
people just show up, and then if it resonates with you, it's for
I would
you.
like
If
to.
not,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
like to. I would like to
would
do
be,
that.
yeah.
I would like to do that.
Okay, great. I
Love
won't
you.
keep you any longer.
I
Thank
know.
you so much.
I love you. I'll see you
And
later.
yeah, I hope to see you at the session.